Welcome to Ask the Expert, North Texas, here on News Radio 1080 KRLD. I'm David Rankin.
And I'm Kristen Diaz. And this afternoon, we introduce Daniel Armbruster with AAA Texas because, Daniel, that's all we can talk about, it seems like, is the travel season. And I don't know about you, but it feels like it's just been red hot since Memorial Day. We've been checking in with you, and it just seems like we keep breaking records. But this weekend is really on everybody's hit list for travel.
It really is. Yeah. The summer's been very busy in general, as you said, Kristen, but this 4th of July, AAA is projecting that it will be the busiest Independence Day travel since we started predicting holiday travel forecasts back in 2000. Right now, 2019 holds that title. And of course, we had the pandemic, but this will be the first year where we've seen that number surpass pre-pandemic levels. So pretty busy season for travel, especially this 4th of July.
There's a phrase that's been used for the last 12 months or so that people are doing revenge travel because they couldn't do it before. They're going to make sure they get it done this year.
Yeah, people are booking trips out to 2025 now. And so there's really this demand, for travel, post-pandemic demand that we've seen. And really it's part of that revenge travel, as you talk about, people, excited that they can now travel again because they could not. This is the first year where we haven't seen restrictions as far as international travel goes. And so that's a big part of it. 80% or hotel bookings internationally are up 80% compared to last 4th of July. So, we also see travel insurance. Another thing that you can look at is up 100% compared to last year. Some of that has to do with last year. You'll remember there were a lot of flight issues, people now reconsidering, hey, maybe I should insure my trip. That type of thing. But overall, in general, the demand for travel is up, and a lot of the products and services related to travel have seen significant increases year over year.
Now, I saw one study that came out that the airlines their ticket prices are 40 to 50% higher than what we've seen in recent past. I would imagine that's deterring some people from flying and rather getting on a road trip. And Texas has been named one of the, best places for that, for road trips. How do you guys see that with more people hitting the road this year?
Had I seen the numbers, which that is true, 40 to 50% higher for airfare compared to a year ago. Gas prices are more than $1 less than they were a year ago. The interesting thing is that while we are seeing an increase in all modes of travel, the percentage of those who are traveling by car has gone down, while the percentage of those flying has gone up. So about last year is about 90% of those who were traveling did so by car. This year, it's about 85%. And that's because more people are flying. More people are still driving this year, but nonetheless, it's, an interesting thing because airfare is so much more expensive right now, but that doesn't really seem to be deterring many people from traveling, at least not those who like to fly. So we see about a 12% increase year over year, and also 12% compared to 2019 pre-pandemic. So it's a fascinating thing. But yeah, a lot of people will be flying as well as driving. You still see a big portion of those driving.
Is that because people might have a little bit more anticipation of getting to their final destination, as opposed to, you can get there in a couple of hours, where it might take a day to get to a destination more than 50 miles from home?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of conveniences that come with flying. And so there's certainly that aspect to it. I think a lot of people, while road trips remain very popular, a lot of people have been taking them over the last few years, and now they can fly again to a destination. And, it's not just those of us who fly. I know I have a friend who they're going on vacation now because they can take their grandmother with them, and she couldn't go during COVID because she was at risk. So, there's a lot of multi-generational travel that's spurring this as well.
Not only does AAA, just watch these trends, you guys are also, I've been seeing lately, really trying to make sure that people are safe on these trips, and that they are, they're they know that AAA has their back if anything goes wrong on any of these trips. Let's talk a little bit about that preparation. Let's say people decide to go on a road trip with the family. Something goes wrong. The blistering heat right now is so dangerous here in North Texas under an excessive heat warning. That means if your car breaks down and you're waiting around for a while, that can get very uncomfortable. What are some good tips that you have for summer travelers right now?
Yeah, it can get uncomfortable and in some cases downright dangerous, right? Because of the extreme heat we're seeing right now. So we always encourage drivers to have what we call an emergency roadside kit. That's some basic supplies like a tool kit, first aid kit, but also, especially in the summer, you want to have bottled water, not only for yourself, your passengers, your pets, because if you are waiting for roadside service, even if it's only a half hour, sitting in those extreme temperatures without air conditioning, it doesn't take very long for someone to reach heat exhaustion or just to become, ill from the heat.
Does that emergency road kit change with the seasons as well? Is there certain things you need to put in during wintertime as opposed to summertime?
It really does change a lot for winter because you want blankets, things to stay warm, like gloves, and things of that nature that you wouldn't need in the summer. But some things in the summer that you really want to make sure you have, or at least are aware of before you take off on a road trip, such as making sure that your coolant level is correct, making sure your battery is secure on your vehicle. Heat and vibration are a battery's worst enemies. So if you're driving in these excessive temperatures and your battery's not secure, your battery's not going to last very long, especially if it's over 3 years old. So you want to make sure that that's the case. As far as the supplies you need for summer versus winter, it really changes a lot more for winter than summer, but certainly during the summer, you're going to want those basic things like the jumper cables, making sure you have a flashlight, especially if you're traveling at night. And again, food, water, a charged cell phone, flares, or some type of device that warns other drivers that you're in an emergency on the side of the road. Currently, there is a move over slow down law in Texas that includes emergency personnel, tow truck drivers, things of that nature, if their lights are on the side of the road. Currently, it does not include motorists on the side of the road, but it's always a good idea if you see someone on the side of the road to move over or slow down if you can, just because of their safety and yours.
And do people have to be members of AAA to be able to get roadside assistance? Or in a pickle, they might say, oh, can I just sign up right now? Even if I'm not?
So you can sign up and receive service. Now, the thing is there's a fee for that. I believe they call it a moratorium fee. But yes, so you do need to be a member. We're a membership organization, a not-for-profit membership organization and advocate for motorists. But you are required to have a AAA membership to use AAA services. It's only like, depending on, there's 3 different plan levels, but only like $5 a month, right? So it's not expensive, but we do require you to be a member for services. Yeah.
That is Daniel Armbruster with AAA Texas. Thanks so much for the time. Was there anything else you wanted our summer travelers to know who are listening?
Just remember, don't drive intoxicated, don't drive intoxicated. Both of these, distracted driving and impaired driving, contribute to so many senseless deaths on Texas roadways each year. So just please be safe this holiday.